Hello everyone, I'm here with a new process video. Still working on New York, as you can see. This side I've got a 4x8 with 4x4 photos, which I don't use a lot of, but I have them. And then over here I have just a single 4x6 insert because I freaking love this photo. So I want to make sure I can use it at its appropriate size. So down here, I do also have a flip that needs to go in there, but I don't have that card picked out. I want something that matches, but it also has room for journaling, maybe also room for embellishing. I'm not sure, but I need something in between there, and I don't have it picked out yet. I think I may have come up with an idea for my journaling card that I need. I actually found this one in my travel stuff, and I would obviously have to cut it down, but I really love the design of it. If it were a 4x4, it would go to about here, which is perfect. I'd get a little bit of extra color. And then I'm thinking, I know I have some larger size blank labels or tags that might fit there. I could journal on that instead. And then I still have this kind of peeking through, but there's still room for me to write. So I think I'm going with that. I just need to find out what kind of tag or label can I use to fill up part of that space. I pulled out my orange labels first to start, just to see like, what do I have? I swear I had bigger ones in there. Like there's nothing here that's big enough to the size I thought I had. So I don't think that's going to work. But in my pile of ephemera stuff, I have this. Now, I will say I was hoping I would find something that was a little bit darker of an orange, like a burnt orange with even an orangey brown kind of feel to it, because that's what these buildings look like. And the Empire State is just nicely peeking out above, kind of as a neutral, because it's, sort of gray silver color. So this isn't quite the perfect match I thought, but if I cut this to 4 inches and then put this in the center, you'd still be able to see like it's clearly like a street view or a map view. I'd still get my colors. And I do like that there's a little pop of yellow, because there is some yellow like hitting this set of buildings here from the sunset. This on the opposite page also has a little kind of yellow happening up here because it was dusk. So I think it's the best option. I can look through my tags, like bigger, almost like shipping tags. I can look through those as well, but I have a feeling this is probably my best bet. It turns out I was wrong. I forgot I had this blue shipping tag in there, and it's perfect that it's got the brown circular piece over the hole, because look how nicely that matches all of these photos. So I almost went with this, but I'm glad I looked at my tags just to see. I can save this for something else, and I think I'm going to go with this instead. I cut down the 4x6 background card, so that's done. And what I love is I have a 2-inch strip here that I can use for something else. I can cut it in half. I do use 2x2 pockets here and there, so who knows? Maybe we'll see it again. For this, I'm just gonna eyeball this. I kind of like it about there. And then I just want to cut accordingly. Does that look right? Maybe a little less. Yeah, maybe like that. All right. There we go. I have this little blue piece. I don't know that that's enough to reuse, but this will sit on the card like so. I did my journaling on the tag first before adhering it, because I was afraid that if I stuck it down and then screwed it up, it would be tough to get it up. Plus, the other side is the same. So if I had screwed it up and glued it, I wouldn't have the other side as a backup. So I'm letting this dry. The surface of this tag is a little bit slick. I guess I didn't realize that when I first picked it. So I'm just gonna let that dry for a while to make sure I don't smear anything. But I've decided that this will go in the back so that when you open the flip, you'll see this one, then this one, and then this will be next to this gorgeous view of One World here. I just feel like that's a better mix than if I had that there. I feel like it needs to just be broken up a little bit visually, so I'm going with that. I was trying to figure out what to do in this big empty space up here, and when I was looking through all my ephemera, I started with this, and I love this because it's circular, which I don't really have. I have a little bit of a curve here, but I think it's a nice contrast to all the straight, very symmetrical things here. And I love that it's in a dark brown. It's not black, it's dark brown. And there's a lot of that here, like in the trees and the fencing. And I was like, okay, well, that's nice and all, but it's kind of weird. It's like, ooh, getaway. Well, I was already on a getaway to go to New York. Then I did something further by walking here, and I thought, aha, walking. I mentioned it in my journaling, and I knew I had something in here, and ta-da, it says evening walk, and it's even this orangey color. So I think what I'm going to do is place this like so. I'll clip off what I don't need and then overlap like that, and that's all I'll have to do with that one. Because this is an acetate piece, I didn't want to put any kind of adhesive on there because you'll see it. So I decided to just hold this down, put a mini staple in there, and that's all that will hold it together. There will be some weight from this being adhered on top, but that's it. All right, this one is coming together very well. I feel like the only thing I really have left to figure out is what to do up here. I don't want to put anything on this picture because the Empire State Building looks so nice the way it is, and there's not a whole lot of room left up top. And I really like the color, the way it goes together in the view, so I don't want to mess with it. But here, I have a lot of dead space, so I need something. And I'm not sure if it should be the orangey again, a very, very dark brown like what I have here, or if I should just do like something in white. I'm just not sure. So I'm going to look through the rest of my ephemera stuff that I have here just to see if there's anything in there that would be suitable. And if not, then I'll figure out plan B. I think I have figured out what I'm going to do. This photo should actually be on top. This one will be the one that flips out. I still have a lot of space here, but I like that it has the green. And I think that's how I originally had these laid out, because it's a nice break in color. So I have that, and I think I'm just going to use this gray little tab that says more of this please, because it's a neutral. It doesn't clash with, you know, the buildings that are kind of gray and silver. It adds another little pop of color in there, and I kind of like that. So I think I'm gonna go with that one. However, it's a little bit longer than I would like. So I think a little bit at the top there of the striped area will get cut off, but I'm still going to use it. All right, I've tested this. It appears to be dry, so it's ready to get put together here. And it's not often that I use a 4x4 flip. It does happen. It's just not very common for me. So it's kind of fun. I'll get to use one here. And I think these are left from a variety pack I had from Simple Stories. The style of this adhesive surely would indicate that. So it's going to sit like this. Will it cover up the holes? Yes. What I do is I have a crocodile tool. So I will just make new holes once it's adhered, and that solves that problem for me. But if you have a different way to do that and it works for you, go right ahead. That's just what I have figured out to do. So that will sit like that, and when it flips, it'll go like that. Very cool. This was the right decision to have these like so that not all the photos were right next to each other. I think if it was like this when I open it, I don't know that I would like it as well. This I like. It breaks all of this up. So good decision. I used my handy dandy crocodile tool. The holes are made, and now this one is done. And generally speaking, when I have a flip that's like this, where it's in an actual protector and it goes sideways, I generally do not use a tab to indicate there's something to flip, because usually you can see it. You can tell like, oh, there's an extra layer there, and you just do it. It's not like a photo flip that I would have like on a 3x8 maybe, where the top goes up and that outside part lives beyond the page protector. So for me, this is how I choose to do it. I think most people will notice it's there, so not too worried about it. But here's another one finished for New York. Thanks for watching.